Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Tommy Voris, author of the #1 international best-selling women's weight loss book, 5 Evolutions for Sustainable Weight Loss, which guides you through a very specific process to evolve your mind to transform your body forever. And this is part 5 of a multi-part series of why diets don't work. And today you're going to discover that if your diet relies on resistance, deprivation, and denial, it actually subconsciously is promoting weight gain, and chances are without you even realizing it. Welcome back, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm known as the anti-diet doctor because my wife Pamela and I lost over 100 pounds, and we've kept the weight off for over 10 years once we moved away from diets and instead towards focusing on our mindset, on evolving our mind. And today's video is part 5 of a multi-part series of why diets don't work. And the whole purpose of this series is to help you make your shift away from diets and towards sustainable weight loss. The 5th reason, and these are in no particular order, of why diets don't work is because the general philosophy of diets is flawed. This is because most diets are based in resistance, deprivation, and denial, which actually subconsciously promotes weight gain by increasing one of the biggest enemies of weight loss, cravings. I remember before I lost my weight, before my evolution, I would get ready to start yet another diet. And I'd be excited, right? I would have the best of intentions. I'm really gonna do it this time, and this time's gonna be different. Have you been there? And I'd start to follow the particular diet. And there always was the list. And if you're like I was, I'm sure you're very familiar with this list, right? It's the list of which foods were not allowed. And if you've been dieting for any amount of time, I'm sure you're very familiar with these types of lists. And over the years, I began to notice something very, very interesting. And maybe you have too. That the more I resisted and denied myself of the foods on the do not eat list, the more I would think about and the more I would crave them, the more I would want them, especially those particular foods. And the most interesting part of this whole thing for me was that some of these foods I didn't care for that much until I started following the diet, until I was told you can't have them. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever wondered why this happens? You see, I didn't know it at the time, but studies in behavioral science show us that humans, right? We humans want which we're told we can't have. Put children in an unsupervised room and tell them they could play with everything and anything in the room except for the purple truck. Those kids may not even like the color purple or trucks, but I promise you, they'll be wanting to play with nothing more than that purple truck, right? We have 2 kids. My wife Pamela and I have 2 kids. Actually, if you saw them, you'd probably call them young adults rather than kids. And I remember that whatever we told them they can't have or they can't do, whenever we told them that, that's what they ended up wanting to do the most. For example, we tell them, no snow. This is back in our Jersey days, right? No snow. You can play outside, but stay away from the snow and the slush. Don't touch it. It's melting and it's muddy. And the next thing you know, they would both come home full of mud from head to toe. Gosh, I remember Halloween time, and I would tell them, listen, you have, oh my gosh, you have so much candy here, we have to ration. You have to ration this candy, right? You can have 2, or I forget exactly, you can have 2 or 3, I forget what deal we made, but you can have 2 or 3 pieces of candy per day, and that's it. What do you think happened? 3 or 4 days tops, gone. All of their candy was gone. And listen, I know it's easy to dismiss this as, well, that's kids, kids will be kids, but the research shows us over and over again that this is human nature. we all want, we all desire more that which we're told or that which we think we can't have. Think about it. I bet you have never wanted a dress or a blouse more than when you're reaching for the last one on the shelf, right? And someone else grabs the hanger at the exact same time. This is human nature, and that's just for an outfit. This craving can be so much more stronger for foods, which current studies show us that certain foods can be even more addicting than alcohol, tobacco, or even cocaine. And when you're on a restrictive diet that's based in denial, you're going to increase your cravings. And that's the fifth reason why diets don't work, is because diets are based in resistance, deprivation, and denial, which leads to increased cravings for the exact foods you're trying to avoid, which ultimately leads to gaining the weight back again. And listen, I wasn't going to say anything in these videos, or particularly this video. This video is meant to be short and just about probably the most important thing, raising your awareness of why diets don't work. Because raising awareness is always the first step to any and all change. But listen, I think I need to mention something here. If you're going to diet, right, and I don't recommend it for obvious reasons or for the reasons of this whole video series, right, do yourself a favor. Please keep your focus off of the do not eat list, the foods, the avoid, the foods to avoid list. In fact, take that list and throw it out, because you will always get more of what you focus on. And just by keeping your focus on what foods to avoid makes you crave them more. Instead, put your focus on the foods you want to be eating more of. I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you got value today, and I really, really want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about restrictive diets that are based in denial? Leave a comment or a question below. Also, be sure to subscribe on this page, and if you're interested in taking this deeper, right? If you're interested in discovering more about stopping cravings from stopping your weight loss, go to antidietdoctor.com/blog and subscribe on that page as well, because then we'll be able to notify you about the occasional free live internet trainings, which are designed to take these topics much, much deeper to help you evolve your mind to transform your body forever. Until we meet again, be awesome.